Uh-huh.
Ready?
First, I'd like to say peace to the gods.
Welcome.
The Truth Tuesday with your host, Akeem Hell.
He knows more than you can imagine.
Well, the truth is, you got to get yourself together. The truth is, you got to get your mind right. The truth is, you got to get your paperwork in order. The truth is,
Hindsight Radio.
I'm listening, but are they listening?
Hindsight Radio.
What you talking about? Okay. What about Tuesday? Yo, Akeem, pick me up. You turn that on, son.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you'll be able to listen to the show.
At last.
Hindsight Radio.
The truth is Tuesday.
With your host, Akeem L. The truth.
I know I sound like I'm preaching to you, but I can't reach you unless I reach that spiritual nature. So here we go. Let's get started. I always like to start with this because this here is a nice icebreaker. It's a definition. And I want to know how many black people we got in this room today? Huh? Wow. I'm impressed because I'll be having almost the whole room raising their hand when I ask that question. The whole room would ask, like, y'all not black? Y'all not black? Now, I'm going to have somebody read this, and I'm going to pick him out. Brother Ray back there. Take that to him. And then you can pass it on. We're going to look up the word American. And the first word is black. Read that nice and loud. I mean, so everybody can hear that. Let me tell you what dictionary that is. You, brother. I'm picking on you because you have a different shade, and I want you to read that because that comes out with more force from you than it would come from me or anybody that looks like me. Huh?
The word black?
Black. Read it out loud.
Black. Black, pale, wine, livid.
Nope, slow down. Go back and read that again.
Black, pale, wine, livid.
Wine and livid is deviations of pale and bleached. But go ahead.
To become pale, to turn white, to become black, to blacken. Pale
Stop
man.
right there. I think we got the point, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, that's Noah Webster's original dictionary. He was a Christian because his history of his life is live.
This is Hindsight Radio. I represent it. The information station changing the nation.
He knew that they were switching up words. And he wanted...
Peace to the gods. You're listening to Hindsight Radio. Hindsight Radio.
I represent it.
The information station changes the nation.
Peace, everybody. Peace, peace. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Truth Tuesday show with your host, Akeem L. The information station changing the nation. All right. What's going on, everybody? I am doing great. Life is good. Had a good Father's Day. Didn't do the things that we planned. We didn't go out, we decided to stay in. We did plan to go out, but things change. You got to roll with the punches. But we had a good time. We laughed a lot. I even was writing out a movie script, about a couple who planned to go out, but they decided to change the plans, and it's y'all see it when it comes out. But yeah, we had a great time this weekend. And today, me and my daughter went to Carowinds. We almost didn't go because it was raining on my side of town, but I decided to go take a chance, and we drove over there. So we went on a few rides, and then we left. And I'm here doing the show. I almost thought I wasn't gonna be able to do the show, but I was able to take her to Carowinds and get to do the show. So I had a full day today. What did we ride? We rode the Intimidator and the Fury, I think 325 ride, and a couple of other rides we got on, played a few games. So we had a good time. Because then I have to take her back tomorrow, back to her mother for the summer. She's staying with her mother for the summer. We usually take a vacation in the June, but because things flip roles where now she's with me and she goes with her mother in the summertime, so that kind of changed. So we'll go on a vacation in August, right before she has to go back to school. But we did a quick, I got season pass, so we just did a quick, run over there, so we can go anytime. But I hope everybody's doing well. I got some good information for you guys to share tonight about child support and how it's all voluntary. And I got a response to prove it. I'm almost like, this response is so crazy to me that either the attorney that wrote it was incredibly stupid or very intelligent, because I might be missing something. Because I'm like, did he really put this in writing? Did he really say this? You know what I'm saying? That's right. And Maxim is saying Happy Father's Day to all of the men out there. That's right. Happy Father's Day. It's Father's Day every day. It's we do the same thing with mothers. It's Mother's Day. Those responsibilities never go away. And I know, brothers, as a father, it's a thankless job. And as a mother, it's a thankless job too. So to all you brothers out there doing it, keep up the good work. We appreciate you. So back to what I was talking about. I'm like, did he really put this in writing? And when I read this to you, I was going to show it on the screen, but I didn't get permission from the person. Although I got it redacted, I still like to get permission from the person I'm working with to show it publicly. You won't see any information, but I still like to get verbal, hey, I'm going to do this, and get that okay. I don't like doing that. So I'm just going to read it off. We didn't get a chance to chat today. I called him and he didn't, I guess he's busy. But anyway, before I go into that, I just want to talk about a few things. The injunction, the new one, the updated, the new and improved, is on my website. It's ready to go. I think I got it priced with the template and recording. Let me see. Let me look at it before I say that. I got so much going on. I don't remember what I'm. Sometimes I don't remember what I got going on. Oh, oh yeah, it's the webinar and it includes 2 templates. It's there. So if you want that, go ahead and get that at akeeml.com. All right. This is not the same as the old one. Definitely not the same. But what I want to talk about is I meet a lot of people who make claims that they want a business, they want to be successful. And I've even tried some of these people to the point where, I've given them business, sent business their way. And that's when you see what's going on with them, why they're not successful. Because their dedication to their business is not the same as it is with maybe they have a job or something like that. It's not the same. And what I'm saying is if you want a business, if you really want your business to take off, you have to be dedicated to it. You have to spend the hours into it, especially in the beginning. You know what it took to get to here to know the stuff that I know now? Do you know? It took a lot of reading, a lot of studying, and that all took place mostly at night, overnight, till it got light outside sometimes. Some days I didn't get but a couple of hours sleep, and I was up reading and studying different things. This is how come I know what I know. Because in the beginning, I dedicated a lot of time and effort to what I was developing, the business I was developing. And I still dedicate a lot of time to it. Now, nowadays, I know I need to dedicate more because I need to go to a next level. Like I told you, I'm creating these classes for you guys, make it easier for the people in the membership. Then I'm going to create some other classes for people that don't want to be a part of membership. They just want to a la carte, get a class here, get a class there, make it very easy. So all you got to do is log in with your login. Boom. There's all your stuff you invested in right there. So you don't have to download to your computer. You could just go right to a web portal and there it is. It's all there. You see? So what I'm saying is if you have a business or you're thinking about doing a business, be prepared to be dedicated to it. You will not be able to serve 2 masters. It's either your business or the job. Now, Les Brown, when I had him, that recording, he said, people go to jobs they hate and then they pray that they don't get fired. See, that's double-minded. I'm telling you, for me to be the businessman that I am today, you know what it took for me to get fired? I got fired. Me going into cutting hair, that's, my first business was a barbershop. A barber first and then a barbershop. But in order for me to go into that business, I got fired. So that's what it took to wake me up. Now, here's the strange thing. I wouldn't even say strange. The divine thing that happened a year before, me and my brother went to that same barbering school to try to enroll. And for some reason, we were ignored. And we didn't think much of the school. Until one day, a year later, I was playing basketball with a buddy. And the buddy said, yeah, I'm going to barbering school. And he said the school. I said, yeah, man. Me and my brother Greg, we went down there and they didn't even talk to us. He said, oh, I know Mr. T. I'll hook you up. Now, at this time, I had no job. I had no way to pay for the school. But I'm telling you, when you really have a desire for something, because from the time I moved to the South, I wanted a business. I was looking for anything. I got involved with Amway. I got involved with, a couple of multi-level marketing schemes. They didn't work out because you always had to recruit people. And then we wanted the barber in school. Wanted to go to, I figured I could cut hair and that's cash money. As long as I show up every day. But I'm telling you, when you have a desire for something, and I really did at that time, I really wanted my own business, but I really couldn't lock down exactly what I wanted to do. But I said, well, barbering is the way to go. So we went 1 year earlier to go, got ignored. 1 year later, playing basketball, he said, I'll introduce you to Mr. T. And I said, okay. Went up there. Now, at this time, the time I went 1 year earlier, I had the money to pay for school. I had a job. But see, when things are working in divine order, things you can't see at that point in time, your consciousness can't receive, shows up later. So he took me down there and he said, hey, this is Akeem. He wants to go to school. And he walked out. And now I'm sitting there with Mr. T, Mr. Tolliver. And I told him, said, listen, I just got fired from my job. I don't have no way to pay for the school. I work, I'll do something. And he looked at me. He said, what did you used to do? What's your experience? What did you do before this? I said, well, I worked at the World Trade Center as a commodities clerk, handling different brokers' accounts. Well, I had the whole clearinghouse accounts. So any trades that went through there, I handled. And he looked at me and he said, I'm going to give you a scholarship. I said, what? You mean I don't have to pay? No, you just run my school for me. In exchange, I'll give you a scholarship, free education. And I took advantage of that. Now, let me say this. This man didn't know me other than what my buddy told him about me. We had just met and he gave me a scholarship. See, people recognize when you are serious and they will give you opportunities. The issue is, will you recognize the opportunity? Will you take the opportunity or will you make an excuse? I could have said to my friend, I don't have the money to pay for it now. I didn't say that. For some reason, I went up there empty-handed and got handed a whole scholarship to go to school, to cut hair. That was in 1995. I had 2 boys and 1 on the way. A pregnant wife that couldn't work because, my youngest son was sitting on a nerve, and so she couldn't work anymore. So it was just on me. And what's crazy about this, they fired me and I couldn't get my unemployment for 10 weeks. So we had to figure out a way to pay rent. It was crazy. But I'm telling you, when you're serious about what you want to do, it don't matter about the money. It don't matter the situation. My voice is a little hoarse because I was riding that roller coaster. But it doesn't matter what the obstacle is. The opportunity will move it will move it out of the way as long as you are true to what you say. That's why when people tell me about it's hard, it's this and that, they're talking to someone who's been through it. And I laugh. I say, really? Try going to barbering school with no money coming in at all. Wife can't work. You don't have any money. You got to wait 10 weeks. How are you going to pay rent? That's a whole nother story by itself. How are you going to buy food? How are you going to do this? Yes, I had, people help us out a little bit. but it still wasn't enough. But I stayed focused on that school. Now, to get out of barbering school, average time it took was 12 months. But according to the South Carolina rules at that time, you had to go to school for at least 9.5 months to complete the course. Did I miss a day of going to school? Nope. I went every day. I showed up to that man's business. The school was open from Monday through Saturday, and I was there every day. And it was a time he didn't show up to the school for like almost a month and a half, and I just collected his money and had it for him when it was time. And when it was time to go, he signed my paperwork and let me go work in the barbershop. Shortly thereafter, I owned the barbershop. I ended up owning 2 barbershops. Just sold the last one I had a couple of years back because I had to dedicate. I got serious about what I'm doing now. So I had to give that up. That was a start of being a business owner. And in that business, I ended up satellites. It took me so many different directions. I wasn't afraid of the opportunities. Yes, was it uncertain how much money I was going to make? Yes. But I'm going to tell you something about Reverend Ike was right. You will never receive more than you believe. You will never get any further than the thoughts in your mind. Because when I thought things was hard, like I had a barbershop, I could relate to the story where he told about the man who had a food stand. And then the son came to, things are going to be hard because the stock market, and the owner believed in it. And he started setting things in motion because he believed that hard times were coming. And I had that with my first barbershop. Oh, this is slow. I can't do this, and it's not making enough money. And that's exactly what it did. So I closed that one down, went and worked in another barbershop. And I didn't, after about a year doing that, I got to open up my own barbershop. Now I had a different mindset then. Your business won't do bad if you're not thinking bad. If you're thinking that it's going to do bad, it will do bad. If you think it's going to be good, it will be good. Now, there's a couple of people who speak, public speakers, that always say things are hard. They say that, they appreciate it. It will be hard. I guess they're saying that because they want to give you the expectation things get difficult. Now, let me tell you this. If you say things will be hard, it will be hard. That's why I remove that from my vocabulary. I say, this is just a process. And once I process it that way, it becomes easier to deal with. But I know some of you got business ideas. I know some of you have businesses. I know some of you have jobs and you're trying to get a business off the ground. But let me tell you, you will not be able to serve 2 masters. You're going to have to love one and hate the other. And I hope you choose to hate that 9 to 5 and love your business and grow it. The universe, the God in you will bring the money to pay those bills. That's what the scripture is talking about. Don't I clothe the flowers? What are you worrying about? You will get fed. It will happen. Listen, just like they say in this movement, the debts are already prepaid. Yes, everything's already prepaid. Everything's already there for you to take advantage of. It's like a feast. It's like a table full of food. All you got to do is go and get it. The buffet is there. The reason why you can't get it and I can get it because I know it's there and I go get it. The reason why you can't get it, you don't believe you can have it. You don't believe that you're special enough to have it, to have a multi-million-dollar business. But I'm telling you, all you have to do is believe that you can have a multi-million-dollar business and you will have it, guaranteed. As long as you work towards it and hold in your mind and in your heart that you're going to have it, you already have it, you will have it. That's guaranteed. Because when I go back and I replay some of these stories in my head, the reason why I got the barbershop, because that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. I was looking for other schools to go to, and they just didn't cut it. And then the very first place that I walked into, that was just a preview of what was to come. Where I didn't have to pay for it, it was prepaid. Someone saw something in me and gave me something, a free education, an education that I can pick up my clippers at any time and cut here. That is a skill no one can take away from me. Same thing with this. No one can take away speaking skills from me. No one. So what I'm saying is believe in yourself and get those businesses off the ground. Stop making excuses about what's wrong and start talking about what's right about it. Make it big. Don't be mediocre. Don't be scared. Don't be timid. Don't allow people to tell you you can't do it, because you can. Don't allow it. Sometimes our loved ones say things they don't mean to bring you down, but they do. And you have to be strong enough to look past that and forgive what they say, because they know not what they do or say. It's not time for you to be judgmental. Let it go and just concentrate on because if you get distracted with what people saying and doing, you won't have time to run your business. You won't have time to grow your business. And your first order of business, before you can get any physical business off the ground, is managing the thoughts in your head, managing the ideas in your mind. That's your first order of business. And saying to yourself that I deserve this multi-million-dollar business. Saying to yourself that I was sent here to be great. No one was sent here to be mediocre, to be just here, to just exist. You were sent here to be powerful, to touch people's lives, to make changes in people's life. And with that being said, take my advice and go put it into practice. All right, let's get on. Let's get on to the meat of this subject tonight. Let's talk about this case. All right, let's talk about that. Well, first, let me greet everybody in the chat. Let's do that. All right, we got so many people. We got a big crowd. Man, y'all just showing the love all the time, coming in here. That's why I want to give y'all something positive, something to think about. They got other, I know there's other channels out there that want to talk about people's problems, talk about each other, go back and forth. I want y'all to come here, and this is a space of enlightenment and upliftment. No gossiping, no complaining. This is here. We have a good time. Okay. All right. Karen Israel, peace. Happy Tuesday. J. Rael, peace to the gods. Peace to you and your family. Sovereign Soul, peace to the gods. Antonio L, love, peace, and soul. Peace to the gods. Yeah, let me get y'all, put y'all up there on the screen. Give y'all so everybody can see this. Yeah. I'm just for GJB Thunder. Peace. Good evening. Monel Bay. Peace. DJ Joe JOJ. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Peace and prosperity to you, Curtis Williams. great God, good God Day family. All right. Yalik L, peace. And Maxim Moore, always in the house supporting. JG, Kadat Aboriginal, peace. Oh. Said next time I'm in Texas, we got to get on the court. Dude, I'm 51, man. The moves are still in my head, but my body may not respond the same. But I got to get worked up. Now, I ain't gonna say I can't, but I got to do some exercise to get back up to speed. That's right, Karen. Need to change your mindset. Oh, Arlene L, peace. Who else? I am Shake, truth. Making meals, peace to you too. Real time, peace. Chef Lamu L, Great Grand Rising, and Timothy Owens, peace and prosperity. And Yolanda says peace. So everybody's up there. Now, if y'all want to talk to me before let me let y'all know. The number is 563-999-3615. This is where I take the questions and I answer them. So if you got questions, call into the show and I will call on you and I'll try to answer those questions. So there you go. And if you want to support the show with donations, because this all costs money, all of this streaming and stuff, is $Akeem L. I have some other ways to pay pretty soon. Or for you guys to donate. Another thing I wanted to say before I get into this, I'm setting up a webinar is coming to show y'all how to, or I'm not sure if I'm going to do a webinar or I'm going to just help y'all do it. Setting up a proper unincorporated nonprofit association, aka church. Set it up. I know I did a video on how to get the EIN, but now I got the bylaws. I got everything put together. I'm waiting on Beth to finish off, touch up some things for me. That's she does a lot of help. She helps me out a lot. It's always to have that's what I'm grateful for. It's grateful to have a woman who's willing to help you. And I know that's a struggle. There's a lot of negative things going on about the sisters and stuff like that. I don't like to, I know there are people who have problems, they are do, but I don't want to reinforce that or highlight that. I want to highlight the good stuff, I want to highlight, when you highlight the good stuff in people, that's what you'll see. That's what you'll get. When you go out of your way and make sure you recognize the people that are helping you, just try that in your house. Don't complain. Yes, maybe they're doing something to irritate. Don't complain. Just highlight some good stuff. And the only reason why I'm telling you, because I'm working on that. I know, I worked on it. Beth does a lot of great things for me. She helps me out. She does the trust, those ecclesiastical trusts. She's the one who does that. I put my finishing touches on it, but she does that hard work, that all of the writing and stuff. She does that. So that's, and the reason why I got that is because I put that in mind. I wanted a woman that could help me. And we could help each other build things. And like she's got her website, homeschoolguide.com. She started that over 5 years ago. She's still working. She's getting it off the ground. She's doing a lot of good things with it. So support that, homeschoolguide.com. She's going to be having classes also online, showing people how to teach their children. And I've learned a lot from her in that. So, okay, let's get to it. Like I said, I can't share it because I didn't get the brother's permission. But basically what's happening is this. We put in we try to shut the whole fraudulent child support situation down. And Because these contracts they setting up, they're not telling you that they are voluntary contracts that you can get into. They're things you don't have to get into these contracts. And I'm going to expose that tonight. I couldn't believe what was written on the paper when I was reading it. Now I know the brother I'm helping was like, "Oh, this is disappointing." But listen, any response to me is always good news to me because whatever they say, I got something to say too. See, that's what y'all gotta understand. Y'all gotta know that you have something to say in response. You can't just let these people say anything to you. And as full disclosure, I'm not an attorney. I'm actually a minister. This is my ministry to teach you things. I teach things I started off with the spiritual. Now I'm getting into the lawful, God's law. So there you go. If you want an attorney, they got plenty of them. Just Google search attorney in your area. They'll be able to help you. But I couldn't believe this was put in writing. I couldn't believe it. And thank you to all of those that are showing their support through Cash App. Thank you, Timothy Owens. Shout out to you and someone else before the show did it too. Timothy Owens, and it was someone else right before the show. John Bay. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Yeah, all of it helps. So I couldn't believe it. So whenever you sue someone, you have to have what? A cause of action, right? You have to have a reason to sue them. You have to have a breach of contract, right? Now we're talking about child support. What breach of contract did you have with the state? Did you sleep with the state and have a child with the state? Huh? When I tell y'all, when I read this thing, I really wish I could just show y'all so y'all can see it for yourself. Maybe I'll do a sub show and then after I talk to the brother and just go into a little more deeper. I told you guys a long time ago that when a mother or a father, it could be either one, but most of the time it's the woman bringing these child support suits against the fathers, right? I told you guys, because of the way things set up, both of those parents are on child support. The woman's rights, or whoever's the custodial parents' payments, are waived because they have possession of the child. The child is living with them full time. So they say, okay, you waive, but this is your amount. They put an amount for both parties in there. And when I go into this deeper, I'm going to pull up some orders and show y'all where it says you pay this and he pay that. But you don't have to pay because you got our ward, our child, our legal child in your custody. We're letting you do all the hard work. We're going to let you change all the shitty diapers. We're going to let you stay up at night when the baby's crying. We're going to let you do all of that. But that's our child at the end of the day because we're the ones setting up this child support. The mother signs over her right to the state when she go to child support enforcement. This was a case there was a case in California where a bunch of mothers class action sued the state and they threw the case out because why? You guys are no longer the plaintiff. You're informants. Once you gave your rights up to the state to enforce these, go after, we're not doing this for nothing. We got to get paid. Now the child support is going to us. And we'll give you whatever's left over after we take out interest and fees. See, y'all sisters got to start thinking about this. Y'all really not helping yourself when y'all go to these courts. You're enriching these people, taking generational wealth away from you, which can go to your child. And most of y'all situations can be worked out, but one of the parties is hard ass about it and want to go and force someone to do something. And sisters, you do it, and brothers, you do it too. I've seen you brothers try to do it. I'm going to get custody because I don't think the mother's fit. And then they go in there and get their head chopped off because the court don't care They just want somebody to pay, and you end up on child support when you weren't, and you the one who brought the action. Because you didn't bring a child support action, you brought a custody action. Now the state's in here, oh, we got money coming. Oh, we gonna go for you. You could do it this way, do this way. And then they like, well, how much you make? Can you send us your pay stubs? Can you do this? While they helping you go do this whole custody thing, they setting you up for child support. Because their main concern is the best interest of who? Not the child, the state. That's their first interest. Secondly, is the child. Why? Because I've already showed you in the laws that they get money for every order they enact or create. They get money for the petition. They get money for the order. They get money for the paternity test. The government is paying them off to come after you and to trick you mothers into opening up these suits. And like I said, most of y'all will get money out of these guys or girls, whatever, if y'all just sit down and be civil to each other, show love towards each other. Y'all can work it out. Okay? So let's go. Let's read. Let's see. You got to have a cause of action. So what is a cause of action? Let's share this screen. Let's share this. This is Wikipedia's definition of cause of action. Cause of action in law is a set of facts sufficient to justify suing to obtain money, property, or the enforcement of a legal right against another party. The term also refers to the legal theory upon which a plaintiff brings suit, such as a breach of contract, battery, or forced imprisonment. The legal document which carries a claim is often called a statement of claim in English law or a complaint. In U.S. federal practice and in many U.S. states, it can be any communication notifying the party to whom it is addressed of an alleged fault, which resulted in damages, often expressed in the amount of money the receiving party should pay reimburse. To pursue a cause of action, the plaintiff pleads or alleges facts in a complaint, the pleading that initiates a lawsuit. A cause of action generally encompasses both the legal theory, the legal wrong the plaintiff claims to have suffered. So did the state suffer any wrong? And the remedy, the relief a court is asked to grant. Often the facts or circumstances that entitle a person to seek judicial relief may create multiple causes of action. Although it is fairly straightforward to file a statement of claim in most jurisdictions, if it is not done properly, then the filing party may lose his case due to simple technicalities. There are a number of specific causes of action, including contract-based actions, statutory causes of action, torts such as assault, battery, invasion of privacy, fraud, slander, negligence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and suits in equity such as unjust enrichment and quantum merit. Oh, that's a tongue twister. All right, let me scroll up. The points a plaintiff must prove to win a given type of case are called the elements of that cause of action. For example, for a claim of negligence, the elements are the existence of a duty, breach of that duty, proximate cause by that breach, and damages. So when they come after you for child support, that would be considered negligent. They're saying you are not fulfilling your duties. Now, what if you have been given money, helping support the child? You've been doing it on your own. Now, I know in my experience with my oldest son, they told me that was voluntary support. See, I'm showing you that in order for someone to sue you, there got to be some form of neglect, some form of breach of contract. So when a woman, just because she had a baby, runs to the courtroom and say, I want child support, I'm entitled to it. How are you entitled? Did you give him notice? Did give him an opportunity to help you, or you just ran down there? See, just the elements of a child support suit is even off, because there is there's only fault if there's a breach of contract. See, a lot of people believe that just because a guy's on child support that he was not taking care of the child. That's not true, because when my son, I was taking care of before he left the womb. My oldest son bought all his cribs, his strollers, all of that. Money. But when I brought those receipts, oh, that's voluntary. See, if I know what I know now, I'd have did a motion to dismiss because there was no breach of contract. And plus, you're the state. I don't owe you a damn thing. I didn't sleep with you. Everything they're doing is unconstitutional because there's no real victim in these suits. How is a child owed any child support? You going for child support. The child is born. He just didn't. Time haven't even been gone by yet. And a lot of these child support suits are brought as soon as the baby is brought into the world. Now, a lot of them are also brought after the fact, years down the line. And a lot of you guys got hit with child support because you didn't keep your word. That I gotta say that. Some of y'all didn't. Some of these women were forced to go to court. But not all of those claims, that is not always the case. Some women go to court because now he got a new girlfriend. He ain't getting that money. There's no someone else. But my purpose is not to get in y'all personal business. My purpose here is to show you how the state coming after you for child support doesn't rise to the occasion of a cause of action. Although they got codes and statutes saying such and such and such, the Constitution is clear. There must be a victim, and you must be able to face your accuser. The state can never be a victim. The state can never have a claim when it comes to children. They didn't bring them into the world. They were not there. So how do they get to make claims? Why? I'll tell you why. Let's read the case. I'll tell you why. Because it's answered clearly in here. So let me come back here. All right, I know I can't show the screen, but I'm going to read it. And y'all listen carefully and take notes. Now, let me just show you how to caption this. It's got the state of, I'm not even going to tell you the state, on behalf of, and they got the child's name, who's a minor, versus the legal father, and guess what? Third-party defendant is the mother. Now, when this suit was initially brought, it wasn't that way before. Now, why is all of a sudden she a third party? Now, in our response, I didn't put her in there. We just dealt with him. All of a sudden, she's the third party. And then they told him he had to serve her a copy of this motion that we did to shut down his case. Now, let's read it. It says, comes now the state of blank, authorized attorney, and generally denies each and every allegation of the defendant. They're talking about the father now / third party plaintiffs. Motion. And that's a typo because you got third party plaintiffs and who are you talking about? On here, you got third party defendant. Okay. Motion except those which constitute an admission against interest. Plaintiff further states and alleges that it is without sufficient knowledge and information to admit or deny those allegations contained in the defendant's third party plaintiff's motion and any other matters that will be known solely to, then they got his name, defendant / third party plaintiff. Up there, see, this is even, the response is wrong. He got third party plaintiff. See, that's an error. But that'll be taken care of. Further, the state of blank affirmably alleges as follows. Now, the state is alleging all of these things, right? right? It said that the defendant, third party plaintiff, submitted to the jurisdiction of this court by making, listen carefully, a voluntary appearance. So if you show up, you make that voluntary appearance, you submit. They'll say that. That's why I never submit to jurisdiction, because I challenge it right off the gate. So you can say, I ain't come here and submit to nothing. I'm telling you, y'all don't have jurisdiction. Right off the bat. Boom, boom, boom. That's why you got to do it in the beginning. And it has the date he showed up. 2, the defendant third party plaintiff knowingly and willfully stipulated to and signed the order for support dated. It said willfully willfully. Okay. That paragraphs 1, page 1 of said stipulated order acknowledges that the court has jurisdiction of the parties and subject matter of this action. That defendant, third party plaintiff, filed a motion for leave to file third party complaint, and it has the date, and subsequently filed the third party complaint on the date mentioned here. That defendant, third party plaintiff, appeared through his attorney for hearing on his motion for temporary relief on said date. Now, you see, had an attorney. Y'all notice they ain't bringing up codes and statutes. All they're saying is what he did. Everything he did voluntarily. That defendant, third party plaintiff, appeared with his attorney August 16 regarding the third party defendant's motion for contempt order to show cause. Further, the parties were able to reach an agreement regarding contempt proceedings as evidenced by signatures of their attorneys at the time. Look, this is all showing his actions. That defendant, third party plaintiff, filed a complaint to modify, asking the court to reduce the child support obligation. The defendant, third party plaintiff, appeared personally and through his attorney again on another date regarding motion of parties for temporary orders. His attorney submitted the temporary order reflecting the court's decision on September blank, blank, blank. The defendant, third party plaintiff, appeared personally again for a hearing upon his amended applications to modify. 10, the defendant, third party plaintiff, has submitted to the court's jurisdiction on the above occasions and numerous others when it suited his interests. His claim to the contrary is frivolous. Now, he's trying to say this is frivolous. Now, one thing, he never addressed anything specifically that was stated in the motion. I would read the motion, but I'm not giving, that's a trade secret. Now, what did you notice about this? He never went to this state statute says this and this is a requirement. He only talked about what he did, how he voluntarily did that. So if he never did anything that voluntary, he would not be in this position. Then it says, wherefore, having fully answered the defendant third party plaintiff's motion, the state of praised the court to dismiss defendant third party plaintiff's motion for failure to state a claim, and then it won't cost blank, blank, blank. This is going to be now. Why am I happy for this response? Because you just showed me that all of this was voluntary, but at no time did you tell him that it was voluntary. Did you disclose that he didn't have, just for full disclosure, you don't have to sign any of these agreements, right? You don't have to be here, right? You didn't say that. You didn't make it plain. You kept that hidden from him. And you didn't tell that the state was going to unjustly enrich themselves through this order either. You didn't say that. And there's a whole host of other things I could run down and come back with. First, his response, third party. I'm sure they proofread this. And I know that third party plaintiff, has he got it written in here, is not a mistake. He just had to give an answer and throw some tricks his way, so hoping that he overlook it. So this is not even this is not a response. This is not a suitable response because it doesn't address any of the points that I brought up. Now, what was interesting, in the caption, they got him upper and lower, but in the order itself, he's all caps. So we're talking about two different entities here. So there it is. I read it to you, showed you that child support is voluntary. If you don't get out and respond, now I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, because a lot of people are saying just don't show up to court, don't do this and don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. If you get handed some paperwork about child support or any other matter, you need to respond to it before you go to court. And the first thing out of in your paperwork, you need to be challenging that jurisdiction. Now they can't say that you voluntarily submitted by showing up. See, what they mean by he voluntarily submitted. He voluntarily submitted and started answering their questions on the merits of the case. Once you start talking about what they want you to talk about, you just gave them jurisdiction. There you go, personal jurisdiction. Soon as you start talking about that, you just handed it to them. But if you sit there and say, hey, the court lacks jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction, until we can figure that out, we can't move forward. I'm just summarizing. There's more to it than that. And you keep on that and you stay there. You don't move because they're going to try to shake you. You don't move. They never got you to voluntarily argue anything. Now, I've heard nonsense like, oh, accept it for value and all this stuff. And them people that say that, I hear it all the time. I always ask when somebody brings that to me, okay, give me the case where you were successful with that method. Bring it to me, then I'll implement it. I'll probably use it. But I can't find any law that supports accept it for value. But I could find the Constitution and even some of their statutes and case law that supports what I'm talking about when it comes to jurisdiction. How is the state going to sue you for anything that you didn't have a contract with them for? They coming in as a third-party debt collector, basically. If you get an order for support, now they trying to show cause you, hey, you didn't pay, blah, blah. They third-party debt collecting because the order says you pay this person on behalf of this. It never says pay the state. Those orders never say that. Pay state of New York, whatever. They don't say that. They say you are ordered to pay such and such this amount for this minor child. That's what the order states. It doesn't say pay the state of such and such, such. No. But what happens is there's a little piece of paper that people are signing off on and they're not reading it saying, oh, you give up all rights to pursue this matter. Now the state takes it over on your behalf. You just made yourself an informant. And you took yourself off as a party to the claim. You're just a snitch now for them to tell the facts because they don't have facts. They weren't there. Everything is about evidence and facts and who the real party of interest is. Everything is about that. And if your guys can wrap your head around that, you guys will go in these courtrooms and slaughter them. Stop arguing with these people about these false claims they coming at with you. Don't argue that. Hit them straight. Motion to dismiss, lack of jurisdiction. Here's why. You don't have jurisdiction. See, these statutes are all voluntary. You have to agree to them to make them stick. Because why? Now you just entered into a contract. But when it comes to contract, they got to give you full disclosure, and they don't. They hide certain facts from you. They hide the fact that they're getting paid to pursue the case. by the federal government. They should tell you that, right? If they got an interest in the case and somehow are enriching themselves through it, they need to be telling you that. Because now everything you're doing is biased, it's tainted. You're being paid to do this. So your interest is to get a support order by any means necessary, not even necessarily caring about all the facts. You are biased. You are, how do I put that? Your motives, your hands are not clean. And you're not a victim. All right? So, there you have it. I just read it, man. It just I couldn't believe that Daddy actually put that on paper. Like, okay. You said voluntary. Well, when did you tell me it was voluntary, buddy? When did you tell me this? You know, you don't have this is like it's almost the equivalent of Mirandizing you. You know, anything you say can and will be used against you. When was you Miranda? When did they tell you? Hey, you know, you have a right. They'll say you got a right to get in an attorney. Elijah Faith, I'm on Facebook on the hindsight page. I'm on the hindsight page and on my child support page. Oh, I didn't put it on my personal page. I'm sorry. I didn't do that. That's where it is. Click the hindsight page. I'll put it in the chat. Let's see. Remember, if you want to ask me questions, because after the last caller, I'm signing off. All right, let me get Lodge's Faith this link to the Facebook page. The Facebook page. Where is it? Switch out the profile. See. There it is. It's live. I don't know how to share this. Share news feed. You know what? I'll put it on my personal page. I don't know. Well, just go to my hindsight group page and you'll see it. And it's also on the child support enforcement page as well. All right, let's see. They took me out of the stream somehow. I'm telling y'all too much. All right, let's go to the phone lines. All right, hang on. Let me fix something because I gotta. At least I got what I had to say out. Okay. All right, I'm back. All right. Remember the call-in number is 563-999-3615. Let's go to the first caller. Telling y'all, get on that phone, ask y'all questions. Y'all love to email me with your questions. And I don't have time to answer all those emails. 727-580. Peace.
Peace to the God, Akeem. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great myself, man.
Good.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, that child support. I'm in that same boat.
Right.
I'm in that same boat. They told me now I got to serve my baby mama now. So I'm trying to find an address. But that's where I'm at.
All you obligated to do is serve her last known address.
That's all I was gonna do. I got a last known address.
And you don't have to do anything, because it's a motion. You don't have to even do it certified. You just mail it regular mail.
So I can do that myself. I ain't got to pay a process service.
Only way you got to pay a process service is if you have opening up a suit against her. And she has to be notified. And you got to get a third-party service. But this is already an open case, so you're just filing a motion inside of the case. So just regular mail.
Yeah, I kind of jumped the gun early on the motions too, man. I kind of sent both of my motions in at the same time, so they kind of know how.
What type of motion did you send in?
You know, the one you told us to send after we put in the modification. You know, you send in the other one to dismiss for lack of, you know, what you've been talking about.
Right. All right.
Lack
what was the second one?
So that was the only two I put in. You know, I put in the motion to modify, you know, and I put the other one in the dismiss for lack of personal. And they kind of see how I'm coming. They wanted me to go through all these hoops and loops with the 10 rules and the process service, so I had to keep calling. What's going on? They told me I need to do this. I need to serve the Department of Revenue, so I got to serve.
Yeah, you got to definitely serve them because they're the ones. And now a lot of states are using the Department of Revenue to come at you, so you definitely got to hit them up.
But see, last time when I was doing the rescission back in the day, as soon as I send that off, I'm in court like within 2 weeks. You understand? That's why I'm like, oh, now y'all got to make me do all this. I'm like, why y'all make me do all this?
Because now you coming at them with proper procedure.
I understand.
And they don't follow proper procedure, but they want you to do it.
Yeah, like before, like I said, when I was doing that rescission, I was in court like within a week or two.
Right.
They had me in court talking about what rescission, what contract. I'm like, well, you know, child support's a contract. And that what you was reading, everything, man. Like if I knew what I know now, I wouldn't be in this situation.
Right.
It's hard to get out.
Yeah, because once they got you hooked, they don't like to let go. And like I've been successful where they stop messing with people for child support, but the thing is to get them off that list so they can get their passport. That's the other struggle.
That's my problem. But you said you had another way to get around that. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I do. Here's my thing. I got so much going. That takes concentration. Okay, this is what you do. Actually, I did it a couple of years ago. I just got to go dig it up. You know, I got so much stuff built up. Y'all only seeing a fraction of what I talk about. What I got. You're only seeing the fraction. And you know how you get so much, it's like you forget. Like, oh, I did that before. You know, you moving, because I'm moving forward, you know? So definitely. I got to get somebody, you know what I'm going to probably do, what I will do. I'm going to get my son. He going to be the child support guru. You know, he going to do it. And then I'll let him, I just have to coach him through it, you know, the little ins and outs. Let him do it. Let him handle those things. Because he was one of the first ones. I know that if you catch that child support before, when it first comes to you and you shut it down, they don't bother you. You have to get it then. That's preferably you have to get it then in the beginning. Shut it all down. They leave you alone. Everybody I helped that got the initial notice, they never got bothered again. You know.
See, I got mine wrong. See, I got a couple ways out because they ain't served me. They served my sister. So I ain't never jump on. You can
go under that lack of subject matter jurisdiction, improper service, and whole. Yeah, that's just one of them. I wouldn't just use that. I would, you know, use other things. You need to use everything in your. Now, here's the thing. How did they serve you? How did they serve your sister? Who served?
Well, my sister was. This is a while. This is the process server. This is a while ago.
Okay, so they did use the process server.
Yeah, so I'm on child support, but this shit happened a while ago. But when I was looking at it, I was like, they never served me my sister's signature on the original paper.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't my signature. It ain't my signature.
Right. But so according to their rules, they just got to serve somebody that's at your last known address and serve someone 14 years old or older. Something like that.
But my sister ain't live there. She was just visiting. So I mean, it was a whole bunch of shit. But we passed that. I can't use that. I see that they're making me jump through all these loops and hoops now that I'm doing proper
Because they're
procedure,
making
like
you
say.
go through proper procedure. Just do it. You know, just get it done. Do what they say.
I am. I was just whining. As you was reading that, I was just whining all the shit I know now and didn't know, and I got myself in this situation, so I'm kind of pissed. But yeah, I got another little question, man.
We
Maybe
live
you
and
can
we
help me
learn, man.
figure
What's
this
going
out.
on?
Yeah,
What's the other question?
definitely. I bought a little scooter from a partner, man, and I got the certificate of origin. I've been trying to get a tag for it, and they're giving me some hard time.
Why?
with the
Why are they
certificate
giving you
of
a hard
origin.
time? Why won't they register it?
Because it was some auto parts sold the scooter, and he signed it with a dealership number. I don't know why. They telling me it needs some invoice with it or some shit. So I'm like, what you mean? And I did my study. It was like it should be good enough to register, get a tag, but it just needs a tag. So I'm like, and I don't know, Ken. They're telling me I need to put out a declaratory judgment for a title, or open up a case, or put on a declaratory.
Okay, I'm confused a little bit.
So I don't know. What you
I'm
need to know? You
confused.
asked me what you need to know.
So you bought the car. He didn't give you a title. I mean, the cycle or scooter. He didn't give you the title, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So, but did he give you a bill of sale?
Yeah, the certificate of origin.
Certificate of origin. That's all he gave you, but no bill of sale.
Yeah.
Okay.
No bill of sale. That's
so
what
when
they
you go down
for.
to the DMV, what are they saying you need to give them?
They're saying they need a like an invoice, a bill of sale from the dealer, how much you
got to have a bill of sale. And a lot of times the bill of sale is on the back of the title. You know, in simple transactions.
That nigga don't even want to have. I called him. He don't even want to have nothing to do with it. He said, I've been sold a scooter years ago. They never registered. It ain't my fault.
So wait a minute. Who did you buy the scooter from?
I bought a scooter from a partner. He bought it for an old lady. His old lady crashed it. It sat in the house. It sat in his garage for 2 years. So I bought it for a little bit of nothing because they wanted to get rid of her. They tried looking in the garage.
Oh, so okay. This is how you get. This is how you do. Look up your laws in your state for like you could do a lien for abandoned property to get the title.
Okay.
So you have to notify him, boom, boom, whoever is the last owner, say, hey, such and such and such, and you owe me this much to come get this car off my property. It's showing that you're the owner, and they, of course, are gonna ignore that because you're gonna make the amount so ridiculous that it ain't worth paying for, and then you take that. And then they'll give you a title off of that. But you got to publish it in the paper. But you just got to look at the laws of your state to see how to pull
for abandoned property.
For abandoned property.
For abandoned property. Okay.
Because you now you got it's storage for you now. You can say, hey, come get this. This is what you owe me, and I would make it the amount at least what you paid for it, or some crazy amount that you know they're not going to pay. And then you show that you gave them notice. The sheriff come by and verify that you have the property on your property. He writes an affidavit. You submit that. They hand you a title.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just need some answers on what to look for. I don't know what quite to look for.
Yeah, that's the way around that type of issue. If the old owner's saying that he don't want nothing to do with it and just give you a bill of sale. And I understand why he don't want to give a bill of sale, because then when it looks like he has property that he have never registered, and they can come after him and fine him for that.
Okay, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
So that's why he's probably trying to stay away from it. You know?
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, peace.
Thank you, bro.
All
know
right.
what to do. Peace.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go to next one. 904-386.
Becky. What's good, Minister King?
What's good? How you doing?
Doing all right. I got a question. I'm class number 2.
All right.
And
this is not a class question. I'll answer it.
Yes. Huh?
Long as it's not private class information, I'll answer it. Go ahead. What's your question?
Okay. Okay. Well, dealing with the travel, that a letter to the director. That's not too private, no.
Dealing with the
Okay.
travel,
I
letter to who?
direct. Well, over here in my town is executive director.
Okay.
So this is the letter I got back.
A letter
It says,
for what? What did you do?
that whole 3-week process letters, that stuff right there, that part right there.
3-week letters. Oh, you talking about injunction?
No. That went well. The district general attorney, that went well. The other person dealing with the DMV.
Oh, when you trying to
The
get your
director for that.
status corrected on at the DMV?
No, okay. You know how there's that one letter you gotta wait 3 weeks before you go to the DMV, and so
Oh,
send it
okay. I
to
got you. When you send out the letter letting them know what you're gonna do at the DMV, and before you go in to actually correct the driver's license. Is that what you're saying? That's what you're talking
yeah.
about? That we could talk about that all day.
Yeah.
That's fine. But go ahead. That's not
All right.
because that's something I offer outside of the membership anyway. So yeah, but we could talk about that. That'd be good for people to hear that. Go ahead.
All right. So I didn't get anything bad from the general. So that's a good
They
thing.
didn't respond.
But
Okay.
from the DMV, yeah. But the DMV director gave me a negative response, and it goes like this: "Thank you for your communication."
Wait, before you
challenge.
read that, make sure you're not reading personal information.
Okay.
And secondly,
No, not at all.
it none of these letters are never negative. They always give you remedy in these letters. You just don't go in, oh, this is negative, because now you won't see the truth if you come off and think that way. But go ahead, read it.
Right. All right. Thank you for your communications indicating your challenge to or disagreement with status this agency administrators regarding your rights to drive or register your vehicle operate. Please be advised of the following. Unless you have been specifically exempt by a state of Florida or a federal court order, you are subject to the rights, obligations, and privileges concerning operations of motor vehicles on the roadways of this state. These rights, obligations, and privileges are found in Chapter 316, Uniform Traffic Control, 318, Disposition of Traffic Infractions, 319, Title Certificate, 320, Motor Vehicle License, 322, Driver's License, and 324, Financial Responsibility, Florida status. Any correspondence, affidavits, notaries, notary declarations, apostilles, notices, memorandums, or any other position statements that you may have present that attempts to override or remove you from the paragraph 2 above has no legal force or effect. The only way the department will respond to you.
Now, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. The word they use, keyword said legal force and effect. It didn't say anything about Constitution, but go ahead.
Okay. The only way the department will respond to you in this regards will be if we were served a summons and compliant issued by the record.
But keep going.
Issued by the recognized courts pursuant to current Florida and federal law.
He said the only way they respond is if you sue their ass. That's what they just told you to do. They're telling you, well, we'll respond to you if you do this. That's exactly what it just said. But keep reading.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now, what were you trying to do? Because reading the letter it seems like you were trying to do something else outside of what I
know.
Okay, what were you doing? You were just trying to correct your status, right?
Yeah. Okay. You know how there was the one letter with the two names. One of them was the Attorney General,
Mhm.
and then the other one would be whoever's in charge of the DMV.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Let's rewind. It sounds like you're doing the
okay.
new injunction. Is that what you were doing?
Okay, I thought that injunction was only for the sheriff part. Okay, so I guess they both were injunctions because after the 3 weeks of me waiting, then I went to the DMV and I got a
Okay, you
thumbs
got
up.
me
I had
confused
to
because hang on. I
okay.
gotta go pull up the okay. In the driver's license webinar, I told y'all the second one. I told y'all who to send stuff to. Is that what you're referring to? And then to wait the 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's how you
Yes,
got to
the
respond.
first two.
So basically, I don't have all that in front of me, and I have to. My hard drive is in my bag over here. Okay, okay, we on the same page now. So basically, what that just said, you need to challenge them by way of the Constitution. It says take us to court.
Okay.
But really, all you're
And
doing
I
with
don't
the
know how.
driver's license thing is because I think, now I'm remembering because when I did the driver's license, I also included to submit the injunction to them as well, right? If I'm remembering that
Well,
part
I know of
correctly.
I know the injunction department. I mean, they double signed the green card, sent it back to me. They received no problem.
Right. Okay. I'm just saying, yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're saying sue them. That means you could do what you call let's see. I know what it is, but I want to pull it up before I say it. It's something I spoke on a long time ago. Right here, writ of mandamus. Writ of mandamus is an order from a court to an inferior government official ordering the government official to properly fulfill their official duties or correct or an abuse of discretion. You see, you can just do a writ of mandamus and break down how what they're doing is unconstitutional. You have a right to claim your status properly. You have a right not to be frivolously stopped without a warrant. Why? Because the Constitution says that.
Right. So what is it
You have a
called?
right to
For that?
privacy in your vehicle. The Constitution secures that right for you. So basically, they're saying take us to court. Do a writ of mandamus on us. Sue us.
A writ of mandamus?
Writ of mandamus. Mandamus.
A writ?
Writ.
A writ of mandamus.
WRIT of mandamus. MANDAMUS.
Okay. MAN.
You could do this like a lot of times. These clerk of courts don't want to file your paperwork, and under Rule 5, they say they have to do it no matter if it's not in a specific way they want it. They still got to take it. The only people they got to require to follow those rules is their attorneys, their bar lawyers. They don't have you're not expected to behave like a lawyer. Because you're not.
And the one who sent the letter was an agent, and it says Consumers Advocate, Division of Motor Services.
That's some third party. That's not even the official. That's not even who you addressed in that letter.
Yeah, no, that's not even who I
the
addressed it in
commissioner.
the letter.
The commissioner was supposed to respond. Yeah.
And they didn't. And this person, by the way they wrote, it doesn't even seem like they read my stuff because they weren't talking about.
They wasn't talking about. They just wrote that. That had nothing to do with what was in what you sent them. Nothing. Absolutely. Another Jedi mind trick. But I guarantee you that's on your record. They put that on the file. It's in a file somewhere.
Right in the archives.
Right. And who signed it? Is the signature on there?
Yep. She signed it. Some Kelty.
She the commissioner?
No, the executive director is Terry L.
Yeah, don't say names out here, but she's not the
Oh, my
person you
fault.
addressed. You went to the boss. And,
Was that last word?
you went to the boss, and the assistant answered.
Right.
So that's not who you was addressing. So I would send it again, but also look into taking them to court. But
Okay, and one more question.
But now, okay, now
is-
here's the thing. They got what you gave them. Now go down to the DMV and then record your stuff.
Oh, I've been to that.
Okay.
They put Native American.
Okay, got you, brother. All right, you in there. I really ain't nothing
so
more to do. If they recorded your paperwork, despite that letter, they still recorded what you wanted on record, right?
Right.
Because not only did in the new one, I told y'all to record the explanatory statements along with what? The injunction.
Yes.
Right. So they got it. It's on file. There you go. They've been given notice.
And one more thing, I heard you say commissioner.
That letter is just a distraction.
I'll hear. Huh?
That letter is just a distraction. Don't follow that up. That's a distraction, bro. Long as they put that on the record, they've been notified.
Okay.
Okay.
And and I heard you say a commissioner, and I was only able to find an executive director. I mean, that's still the same thing,
each
right?
state calls them something different.
Okay.
Each state is different. So you just want to look for the head, whoever's the head of that department of the DMV, that's who you want to contact. All right.
Right.
Now, I know people listen, he did the injunction. It is not the same injunction. It's not the same one.
Yeah.
So y'all can go ahead and
don't work, but
use that other one if you want to. Go ahead and use it. Use it if you want to.
For real.
It's not the same. I just used the same title because that's what y'all were familiar with. I wanted to use something else, but it's a good title, so I just gave it. It's not the same thing. Just letting y'all know, full disclosure, it's not the same. The one that this brother used is what you call the Bentley versus the Hugo.
Yeah, for real.
It's a Bentley. All right. Okay, brother. Thanks for that, man. Good question.
All right, but I want to say on the vehicle, I haven't changed the tag yet from saying private on it, but I do have financial responsibility backed by Silver Billion. I'm cool.
Now see, when it comes to stuff like that, I don't teach on that because I never done it. My stuff is normal, like what it's registered. Listen. Last thing you want is some road cop coming up there giving you problems over that and assuming you're a sovereign citizen. And, brother.
Right.
Be careful.
But I have a card.
With your family.
I have a card.
Put the car in the trust. Put it in the trust.
No, not a card. I said no card. I have a card. Yeah. That's my next step. I'm waiting on my guy. That's my next step. No, but I have a card strictly from the divisions of the people who deal with insurances, and there's a part in their website where it says self-insured, and I was able to give the UCC put everything in there. Hard card.
I'm not familiar. I've heard of that. Not that I haven't heard of it. I'm not able to confirm it because I don't know.
I'll send you some info, some stuff if you want to see it.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll be happy to look at it. But I just, I don't speak on nothing that I haven't had personal experience with that I've done. I had to see it work. Hey, it's a good deal. So send it to me and we'll look at it. All right.
All right, no problem.
Okay, brother. All right, thanks, man. That was a good question, though.
Peace.
That really was. All right.
Yeah.
786-597.
Hey, peace to the gods.
Peace to God. What's going on,
Jamie.
brother? Jamie, what's up? How you doing?
Hey.
In a minute. You all right?
Hey, I'm still hanging in there. Recently, at my job, the Title for the agency has sent a wage garnishment order from the Department of Revenue
Mm-hmm.
So I was going back looking at the court case.
Was it
And
for
I seen that
taxes
the
or
case
child
was
support?
closed. What's that?
Taxes or child support?
Child support.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I went back and looked up the case file information. I seen that the case was closed. So I'm trying to figure out how can they still issue the Department of Revenue is still issuing an order for garnishment while the case is closed in the court.
Okay,
So
which Department of Revenue? The
Florida Department of Revenue.
Florida be acting rogue, man. You need to
Yeah, they
you
roll
need to go
back.
after them. The Department of Revenue is saying that they're acting as a third party debt collector right now. You don't owe them any money.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that to my employer, but
Yeah,
they not
the
hip
employer
to
don't give a damn about what you say. You need to go after the person who's coming at you to shut it down.
Okay,
Shut it
so
down.
that means I have to get the case reopened, and
Yeah, we
I was
just
thinking of
you can
filing.
go do a motion for lack of subject matter jurisdiction and state all the reasons why. You know, a lot of times most of those child support orders are entered without proper service. They mail some regular letter to the house and they never really serve you. And there's a guys who are on child support right now and don't even know they're on child support until they get garnished. You
Oh,
know?
okay. Yeah, because last time they did that service cost
And how are
was
they
at
gonna
my
take
job.
when did you go to court to fight that? They're supposed to give you due process. Okay, show cause why you didn't pay. And
All
then
right, this is yeah. Recently, because the case is up in Jacksonville in Duval County, I can't go up there because I'm in Miami-Dade County, and I used to work at Broward County, so for me to take a trip up to Jacksonville, it wasn't feasible for me to take that venue to go up there.
well, wait a minute,
So
hold on. I'm hearing
um,
something. You're saying it wasn't feasible for you to stop the child support by going up there personally?
look, I was working at the time, but I didn't even know how I was gonna make my make arrangements to travel up there to Jacksonville, so I can take days off and stuff.
Oh, I got
Um,
you. So
but I did,
yeah, I mean, you're
yeah,
gonna have to fight anything. You got to go stand in front of them.
okay. Well,
If
so I
you
have to
put
go
a
back to the
motion
original
in, you
channel
got to
then.
go to. You got to argue. Well, not argue, but you got to go show up
I had to physically be there.
and defend it.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't.
Okay.
This is a hands-on operation, bro. Hands-on. This is
Okay.
hands-on.
Okay.
There's
I see
no
what I have to do. So
shortcuts to getting your freedom. There's no
okay.
shortcuts.
So I'm gonna just have to. Yes. There's a reopen fee. So I'm gonna just pay the reopen fee and file my motion and just take a trip up there then.
Well, you can get around the reopen fee because sometimes in the Constitution it says you're supposed to go to court without cost. A lot of these
Oh
states'
yes, yeah. That's
Constitution have that. Yes.
yeah.
Or delay. You
I
have a
think that's
right
Article 69.
to dispute without cost or delay. You see? Like in that
Yeah, you're
last
correct.
motion again, they want him to pay. No, he ain't paying nothing. Constitution says I have a right to question this if it's right or wrong. I shouldn't have to pay for nothing. You know?
Yeah, you're correct. All right. So okay. I think I just have to focus on writing the motion and getting that ready to be filed once I have the case reopened.
Okay.
Then go that way. But I was thinking about going the federal route, but since it's all federal, so since I'm in the state, I just might just go the state route. But then I haven't moved to federal.
Right. All right.
All right.
All right, brother. Anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be it. Thanks for taking the
All
call.
right, peace.
Peace.
All right, I'm pulling up the Constitution of Colorado because that's the only one I can remember. I know, they've made it hard to pull up constitutions lately. Here, Colorado Constitution. Let's read this. I want the Bill of Rights. Now, I remember talking to a lawyer about this, who was a lawyer in Colorado. And I said, dude, you don't have to pay for this. Your constitution in your state says you have a right to have, let's see if this is it, Section 25. Without due process of law. Okay, nope. I need a proper one. This here, they have made it very difficult. Maybe they on my computer. Try by. Let's see if this is it. By the trial by jury. All right, I'm gonna get to. I see that other caller there, 682. I'll get to you in a second. I'm just trying to find this where it shows in the Constitution you don't have to pay for any court costs. If y'all just read this stuff, y'all can get a lot of remedy. Speech. Let's see if this is the one. It's in there. Let me get a regular one. All right, let me get this caller and then I'll find that later. 682-232. Peace.
Peace with God. You could have went on and there. I'll wait patiently, brother. I appreciate you all.
No, I'm gonna find it. Go ahead and ask your question. I didn't want to hold you up.
Okay. I kind of got a twofold question. One is dealing with where's your child support page that you were speaking of earlier? I've never seen it.
My child support
is it on
page?
Your
what do you mean?
Yeah, you mentioned that. I guess it's on your Facebook page or something where you discuss,
I have. It's called Child Support Enforcement Scam.
Okay.
It's a group. It's a Facebook group. And then I have a Hindsight Radio page that I have it on.
Okay, so Child Support Enforcement Scam is the one page.
That's a page where the live video is showing.
Okay, cool. I want to know that. And my second question is in regards to the brother got on something I've been wanting to ask for a few minutes, because I know you deal with the vehicles and things of that nature, cars and stuff. It's a title. I have the title work and bill of sale and all that kind of stuff in regards to several vehicles that I purchased. I never registered them because they were just sitting out, and since I wasn't driving them at the time,
right?
And that was a negative on my part. But anyway, long story short, the vehicles, they were stolen, and one of them was operable, and and so I know I have. No, and I did report it stolen, but I don't really know what transpired with that because I didn't receive any information from the police department and all that good stuff. Anyway, it's been driven around. Go ahead.
They never come back to you. You report it all day. They don't try to find that stuff. But go ahead.
No, not at all. But the thing is, it's been driven because I know that for a fact because it had fictitious plates from another vehicle that I was of the person, of a person that I knew, but this person is deceased, and so it was pinging on old toll tag, and so, but I don't know if this particular person's family was driving the vehicle or whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is, how would you go about, some kind of whatever research I can do in order to find out, because again, I have the bill of sale, I have the title here with me, but what is one of the steps or that I should take to alleviate that situation or problem.
So you want the vehicle back?
Well, yeah, if I can get it back, yeah, I mean that would be
You
nice.
seem like you know who got the vehicle.
I don't know who that's the thing. I don't know who has the vehicle, but again, I do have I have the bill of sale and I have the title, and apparently they're driving around, without a title or without it being titled. And
But how do you know somebody's driving it around? What give you that indication that they're driving it around?
Well, because an individual, a pastor friend of mine, her deceased father's license plate that was being pinged. He's been deceased for now 3 years.
Oh, so they stole a license plate and put it on that car to drive around.
Absolutely,
and they got
because it was sitting
probably
behind
pulled
my church.
over or something.
Yeah. No, it's pinging her mother before, and she just made her transition too out right after Mother's Day.
What do you mean by pinging? How is it pinging? How is it doing that?
It's registering on the because that license plate is registered with the toll.
Oh, so when they're going through the toll roads, it's pinging that.
Yes.
Well, they got a picture of the car going through there.
Of course.
And the driver. They'll have a picture. They got a clear picture of who's on that picture. So I would go back to the police and say, hey, there's somebody driving this car and they're racking up tolls with it. And they can look that up and see who it is. They'll see. Dude, when you go in there, they be having a clear picture of the person.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Front and back, bro.
After I find, I figured you would. That's why I'm asking you. So after I figure that out, or whatever the case may be, what would be the necessary steps of the process in order to either, get? Well, cause like I said, it's not registered in my name. I never read it. It's still registered with the previous owner.
As long as you have the bill of sale, it's still showing that the previous. You haven't switched the title, so it looks like the previous owner still owns that car on the record. But that bill of sale, you bring that to him. You don't need the car to get the bill of sale, to get the title. You just bring the bill of sale and say, "Here, I need to get the title put in my name." You don't have to register a car to get the title.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You take your bill of sale.
I got that title.
You take your bill of sale and show them, hey, I just want to switch this car into my name. I need to get the title for that. Now you got the title. That's it. You don't have to register a car. I've taken cars and gotten the title and say, hey, listen, the car's not on the road. I got it parked, is being worked on. I'm not ready to put it on the road. And they just give me a title. That's it. Just take the bill of sale.
That's basically what it was. Like I said, and I just forgot those things. And then I wanted to give you kudos before I say on the DL webinar. Man, I just did that a few weeks ago, and man, it is great. It's awesome. I appreciate you, brother. Again, I appreciate your ministry and everything.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for giving me that testimony. Some people think I'm joking around here.
No,
I'm not playing.
Brother, no, you never playing with any information. So again, I will be getting some more of your services and things of that nature. I really would like to go up under it, but till my money get right, then I'll just do a little bit.
Now you got to speak that money right into existence. You got to say my money is right.
You're right.
Can't be saying till it get right.
I totally agree.
The universe don't operate like that.
It is right.
It operates on definite now. Hey, my money's right.
Yeah.
And watch that money show up.
It is right.
Watch it show up. All right?
It is right.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you, brother. Bless you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, peace.
All right, see, I tell you, y'all, that driver's license webinar is fire. I got the 1 and 2. Y'all need to get on there and get that stuff. Stop playing around for real. To me, y'all playing. All right, let's do this. Let's share this screen because I finally found what I was looking for while the brother was sharing his information. So let's do this. Chrome tab. Chrome, I think this is it. Don't you know I'm doing the radio? All right, y'all see that? Hang on, let me. Beth's trying to call me. She must. I did tell her I wasn't gonna do a show. I may not do one. Let me text her. If she want to talk to me, she need to get on live. I'm gonna tell her if you want to talk, get on the show. You know, I gotta put please. I can't be demanding. I'm making no demands like that. You gotta say please. All right, there we go. There it is. Section 5. No, not 5. 6. Equality of justice. This is the Colorado Constitution of State of Colorado, revised since 2016. And 6 says equality of justice. Courts of justice shall be. Did she get my text message? Maybe. Hang on. Let me get this call. Hey, I'm on the show. Did you get my text message? If you want to talk, you can get on the show. All right. I'm almost done anyway. All right. Okay. Sorry, y'all. It says courts of justice shall be open to every person and a speedy remedy afforded for every injury to person, property, or character. Now, when is the state injured when it comes to child support? And right and justice should be administered without sale, denial, or delay. You know, a lot of constitutions say that. When it says you have a right to due process, it doesn't say that you got to pay for it, your due process. All of this, fill out a pauper form or a debtor form to get free court access is bull. Constitution says no. It's free. It says you have a right to due process. It didn't say you have a right to due process, but you need to pay the court costs too. No, it doesn't say that. Remember, the Constitution is the contract. It's their Bible that they must follow. And if it doesn't have a stipulation that it needs to be, you need to pay for it, then they're making up their rules and say, well, you got to do this, you got to pay us this, you got to pay us that. You know, they're making up these things as they go along. There you go. There you go. And I know somebody, well, how do you be remembering all of this stuff? I remember as it comes. You see? You don't have to, you know, sometimes it's a little hard to pay, you know. Let's see who else is there. All right, y'all. Listen, it's 9:06. I gave y'all. Man, I'm getting longer and longer. The crowd, man, we had a good crowd tonight. I appreciate it. All of the donations, the support. People who've gone to my website and got the remedy that they needed to help them. Listen, I'm not over here just pushing out junk, stuff y'all can't use. And when I get on this unincorporated nonprofit association where you don't even have to file anything at all, and it's still recognized as an entity that can do commercial business. There's only a few states that allow that. No recording. See, no incorporating. You know, selling out your business to the state. All right, with that being said, I appreciate everybody for getting on. Peace, prosperity, extreme wealth to all.